What's up? This is Michael Rapport, or as that motherfucker CP calls me, What's His Cock from True Romance, and you're watching WILIscredia. CP, you motherfucker. You know who the fuck I am from True Romance, you motherfucker. And what the fuck is a WILIscredia? Who the fuck knows what a WILIscredia is anyway?
Hello one, hello all, welcome to this quick update. So I recorded my anniversary video, which should have been up by now, but I fucked up completely and utterly hard. So as I shot the camera, as I set it up, everything appeared to be in focus, and I must have turned away or something for a hot second. The entire video was completely out of focus. So I need to go back and record all 30-something minutes of it. Hopefully it'll be done this week and up this week. I wasn't prepared to be shooting today that long, so that explains if you're asking, well, you're in front of a camera now, just do it now. I can't. Two YouTubers in this house, downstairs neighbors that are loud. But yeah, so there's that. That'll be out sometime this week. Patrons are getting little leaks, sneak clips, if you want to check those out. There's a couple of cameos that are up there, but alas. Something else that I feel like I have to explain or bring up, it seems like it's 3 times every 2 years or so, every 8 months, I have to come out and state publicly that my humor isn't exactly the same as everybody else's. People see me joking a certain way with people that I'm close to, whether it be Lee at Drum Dums, Cody Leach, Brian Lomax, Dino. The list can go on and on. I'm a certain style of humorist, but it is all in jest, and I have nothing but respect and love for the people that I make a mockery of, as silly as that sounds. Every now and again, it seems like somebody sees the way I talk about people or talk to people that I'm close to, and I feel like they take liberties with something that I've developed. And I feel like such a snob saying this, but trust me, I'm a professional. I don't mean to, I really don't like saying that, but at the same time, some people I see, you know, the biggest case is Lee Drum Dums. Guy's an absolute sweetheart. He lets a lot roll off. I mean, there's probably about 10 or 15 times where he could have told me to go fuck myself, but he and I go way back. He knows my humor, but to an outsider, it just looks like I'm riffing on him and giving him a hard time. I understand that, but at the same time, you don't understand my style of humor. You don't understand our relationship. There's things that people do and say behind closed doors that I really try to get as close to the line as possible with my humor, because my thing always is, if you're joking about stuff that people consider, you know, taboo and something you'd say behind somebody's back, if I'm joking and doing that up front, then there's no real secrets. And the biggest thing to me is none of this is really important. Words and jokes, you know, let's have a laugh. None of us are too big to be laughed at. Learn to laugh at yourself. I think that's the biggest thing that happens with me. People don't give it back. And it seems like I'm being a bit of a cunt, which is understandable. But at the same time, I don't want you to think that the road isn't open. It isn't a two-way street. People like Lee just don't take up on the opportunity to give it back. And I guess I understand why it looks like, you know, he's okay with people razzing him and giving a hard time, but that's a me thing. That's a relationship we've developed. You know, we've known each other almost as long as both of us have been on YouTube. So this is 4 years of relationship going back. So I'm a bit more comfortable with him, and he's a bit more lenient with me. That's not Lee giving an invitation for everybody to joke with him like that. And again, the only difference is you don't see him giving it back to me, which I can't stress enough. The invitation's wide open. He's just a better class of human being than I am. But to summarize, I know I've rambled here. if I joke with people, I go pretty hard, I go pretty close to the edge. That's my way. It's just something I do. There's things that I don't joke, like there's stuff that doesn't get joked about because it's personal. But for the most part, I try to get as close to the line as possible. And then I find the line. I'm not above saying I'm sorry. There've been a handful of times that people have told me in private that, that was a little too much, so on and so forth. And, I don't mean any harm. People that I've spoken to for years and hung out with for years. I'm a special case. I'm above it, but I kind of am. I'm a professional, trust me. Again, I say that. Understand that there's a lot more behind me just being a jackass. As ridiculous as that sounds, there's a lot more to it. I don't mean any harm to anybody. Genuinely, I don't. I have a different value system. Words don't mean the same to me as other people. Feelings have a lot more meaning to me than words. Words, stereotypical words, I use them to, I say things that seem off color, but, there's no value behind it. Behind closed doors, I try to be a sweetheart as much as possible. And again, if I offend somebody, that's not the intent, and I'm not too big to apologize. I've done it before, I'll do it again. It's just my way. If somebody interprets what I'm doing as me being a dick, me being hateful, speak to people that have gotten in fights with me. I'm actually quiet. When I don't say anything, that's when you know I'm angry or upset. Nothing's too big to joke about as far as I'm concerned. Well, there's a handful of things, and I usually find out the hard way that there's things you can't joke about. But that's just my thing. Don't take the way I talk to other people or joke with other people as an open invitation to do so if you don't have the same relationship. I realize it sounds a little silly. I understand that, but I'm a different case. So if you see me talking to somebody and what seems like it's over the edge and they're not giving it back to me, don't assume that it's okay, I guess is the best way to put it. I've developed relationships. A lot of them are pretty strong. I don't come right out and joke heavy with people that I've only been speaking to for a couple of weeks, months, or haven't spoke to at all. So with that in mind, please take my advice and don't take my lead. Don't follow in my footsteps and joke the way I do with people, especially like Lee. He doesn't deserve me at all, let alone multiple versions of me. Trust that there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. I can't say enough that I appreciate people like Lee. Brian more than anybody puts up with my shit, and he really has a lot of room to give me a hard time and not be talking to me, actually, because he's very strong in his faith. And if you've heard me speak for more than 10 seconds, you realize that I could rub somebody like him the wrong way, but he understands. We've developed a relationship. I've said things a couple of times that have crossed the line for him, and I apologized. Again, I'm not too small to joke absolutely hard, but I'm not too big to not apologize for it. It's all in good fun. Don't follow my footsteps. Develop a relationship and make sure that the people understand that you're joking. Especially if you're just commenting on a video or commenting in a chat. The words, another thing I've learned the hard way, tone is impossible to get across on a screen. So don't take my lead. Understand that I've developed a very strong relationship with these people, and I'll go over the line in the future. It's never of ill intent. I appreciate all of my friends here on YouTube and in real life that put up with my interesting brand of humor. But again, I'm not against being taken to task the other way. It's just some people are bigger human beings and don't do it. I am a special case. I guess that's the best way to put it. I appreciate everybody putting up with me, but to the public eye, I understand it looks like I'm being snarky and cunty. And You have good reason to think that, but just understand that I genuinely don't mean any of it sincerely. I wouldn't trade anybody that I speak to on a regular basis for actual family, because my actual family is not around. My family are the people that I talk to, the people that I stream with, the people that you see on this channel, the people you see me talk to on other channels. That's my family. And they put up with me better than any blood relative does. So it's just a bit different for me. I'm repeating myself. Don't take my lead. Don't feel comfortable joking around with people that you see me joking a certain way with. It isn't exactly the way it looks. I'm completely kidding. I love these people, and my way of showing affection and love is perhaps roasting and giving a bit of a hard time. Again, hopefully this gets out to everybody, and there's an understanding that anything I say that seems over the line is not intended. And it's not a cue for everybody else to do the same thing with whoever I'm joking with. I appreciate you understanding this. This is coming from Charles. CP is a bit of a characterization of me, Charles, with some elements having the volume turned up a little bit. That's really it. CP is a louder version, a more obnoxious version of me. Any time behind closed doors or in private chats, a little bit of the real me comes out, or maybe in some streams. But don't take things that I produce and put out there as how I'm genuinely all the time. I don't know how else to. I'm a pro, goddammit. Trust me.